everything.
And tonight, Atlanta, the city that welcomes the first Black woman Supreme Court. Many of you know that there is power in stories.
Yes, it is.
Stories can influence hearts, can influence minds, can help people consider new ideas, can help redirect our gaze to become higher beings and do higher good, and encourage our souls to keep on keeping on. The American story that we're all a part of grew out of some simple words that get complex ideas from documents like the Declaration of Independence. It said we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, and among them life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But we also know that over the generations since those words were written, countless people have expanded that story. As we become more aware of the oral traditions and stories of the Muskogee, the Creek, and the Cherokee upon whose land we now sit.
Yes. Right.
She expanded our American story, and countless women alongside her over the years have expanded it by saying our voice matters too. The son of Martin Luther King Jr. expanded our story when he reminded us that we are caught up in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny, and whatever affects one directly affects all of us indirectly. The poet Langston Hughes expanded the American story when he poetically proclaimed, I, too, am American. And tonight, we have the wonderful privilege to hear from one, a lovely one, who through her story and witness is expanding the story of America. We know of the large mantle she carries. We know of all that she represents symbolically. But tonight we get to hear a little bit more about who she is. And I thought that as I prepare to take my lead and hear from her, I would ask some who know her very intimately, her college roommates, Lisa, Antoinette, and Nina, and I'm sure there's some other college classmates and high school classmates in the audience tonight. But I asked them, how would you describe, in their words, Ketanji now? And they said things like this. She represents hope. She represents all that is best in us as a people, as a nation. She has incredible strength and grit and brilliance and beauty, determination and conviction. And she has great compassion and empathy. She's one of the most courageous and faithful women I know. Another of her roommates said, I would describe her as humble, and yet still very clear about who she is and the moment she is in. Another said, she's clear about her village, all of those who surrounded her over the years to get her right here today. And they all said she's a light in the midst of darkness, and that light and love shines through her. And boy, do we need her where she is today. He said each day she fights for us, for all of us. So tonight we get to answer this same question for ourselves while listening to this wonderful discussion with Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. And to lead us in the discussion, we will have a conversation moderated by the award-winning journalist and host of WABE's Closer Look, Rose Scott. Many of you know Rose has been bringing Atlanta's most pressing issues and diverse voices to the forefront for over 2 decades on her local NPR station, WABE. So without further ado, won't you please join me in welcoming to the stage Rose Scott and Justice
Before the beat down in the soul.
First of all, I didn't get a pillow without my hair. First of all, welcome. And what about Diamond People's Dog?
Yeah.
Now, if I was Dottie, I would have had a little collection plate. Now Justice and some folks in here got some money. Now they can go build a whole other church. But it's good to be with you again. We were together just a few months ago, in Lisbon. So we do have a connection. We are still sisters in a sense. And I do want to say this, because this is my copy. I read every page. It's a wonderful, wonderful love story.
Thank you.
Before we get into our conversations, I think it's appropriate that we do acknowledge, yesterday here in Georgia, I stayed at the track. Another school shooting, 4 lives were taken. And I want to give you an opportunity, if you want to offer reflection upon that. Because as a parent as well.
Yes.
So I want to offer that.
Well, no, my heart goes out to this community, to people who are involved, starting lives, taking such a horrible scenario, and one that is unfortunately happening too often in our country. So, it's very, very sad.
This is your, thank you for that as well. This is your among 15 stops in 4 weeks. That's a lot. We have to say thank you very much.
That I believe were most responsible for this accomplishment. So when you read the book, you see I talk about my grandparents, my parents, mentors in my life. I go through, my whole series of experiences, all of which I think were significant contributing factors in my success.
Now, did you gift all the other justices a autograph?